Hey, JJ here. Hope everyone is doing well. So it's pretty hot out, and I thought today would be just a good day to stay inside, nice and cool inside, and hunt through some nickels that I picked up from the bank. I have about 10 rolls, so this shouldn't be too long of a hunt. Looks like I was able to get 5 customer wrap rolls, and then looks like they gave me 5 sealed rolls here. So it's going to be 10 rolls total, 20 bucks. And I'll open up some on camera, and then I'll do a little hunting off camera, and I'll bring everyone back in with some recaps if I find anything cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Zoom on in, and some key dates we're looking for, but we're always looking for proofs. We like those S mint marks, San Francisco, because those are lower mintage typically. Off-center strikes, if there's any inversion errors when you flip the coin over, things like that. If you're looking for die cracks, die chips, but a lot of the key dates that are a little bit older, when you start looking at some of those in the 1940s, and then obviously before that, if we can get some buffalo nickels, that'd be awesome. But with some of those 1940s, obviously if you can get the wartime nickels, those 42 to 45, so it's going to be 35% silver. Those are always nice to find. But you'll start getting things as you get a little bit older into these, some of those key dates with D's over S's and S's over D's and things like that. So let's kind of go through here. The design, see, like for instance, if you look at this one, this is 2005. So most of your nickels, ooh, that's a dirty one. Most of your nickels, flip this over, after the buffalo nickel, that is, will have this design, and then Monticello on the back, all the way up through about roughly 2003, and then 2000, so that's going to be your standard design. Nice Jefferson nickel. And then as you start hitting that more 2004, 2005, in 2005 you'll see that the bison there. And so with the buffalo nickels, you'll have the buffalo who's looking the other way. With the bison nickel in 2005, you'll have this design. There's another design in 2005, and there's 2 designs in 2004 that's reverse, on the reverse side, that are different. And then basically after those couple of years, you're going to go back to your standard design in terms of what's on the back, the reverse with Monticello. But then you'll have, here's a good one, you'll have Jefferson looking outward. I always just think that the information's fascinating. Another cool thing that we'll be wanting to look for, I like those 2000, let me zoom on out here a little bit. The 2009s were a low mintage year, and so I like to put the Denver and the Philadelphia Mint, the 2009s, aside and just kind of collect them over time. Nice shiny 2022. All right, so let's move that on out, and I'm just going to kind of show just, you know, the standard quarter, the standard, I was getting ready to say quarter, the standard nickel here. See if we can pick off anything interesting. But we're really looking for, like I said, those older dates. Otherwise, it's just going to be left with some of the looking for proofs and looking for, you know, potentially repunch mint marks, things of that nature. This is a nice shiny Denver. Looking for die cracks, off center strikes. So go through a few more of these, and then I'll do some off camera, see if I can pull down some cool finds, potentially bring something that we can put under the microscope, take a further look at. If we get some of the older years where we can look for full steps, try to see if we can see at least 5 of the 6 full steps. Monticello reverse design. Alright, we'll go through a couple of more. See if my camera's going to focus for us. Yeah, so we're looking a good mix of the older design. Like I said, the 2005 will have this design, and then right after 2005 you'll come right into this design right here. So that's where you're going to see more of now, but I like to put these 2005s aside. Nice bison reverse there. There's a known error on the back of that bison, like a speared bison, so put that under the microscope at some point here and see if I have that at all. Alright, let's take a look at a few more, and then I'll do some off camera. So just your basic design, your 2020 there, nothing too special about it. Got another 2005 bison. And then we're back to our standard design. Okay, so I'm going to hunt some off camera. I'll bring you guys back in if I see anything really interesting to talk about. Otherwise, see you here shortly. Hey, JJ back. Alright, just finished hunting through the rolls over to the right, and here's what I have to show for it. Alright, so let's zoom on in. I have this first one. This is the oldest find so far. It's a 1941, so 1 year before the silver nickels started. So 1941. It's no mint mark, so Philadelphia. And then I have 1958, so I'll add those to the album. Wish they were in a little better shape, but looks like 1960 Philadelphia. I have 1962 Philly. I have 1963 Philadelphia. I have a bunch of 1964s here, 6 of them. So I'll be looking under the microscope soon for full steps. See if I can get at least 5 out of the 6. So that's that. I thought this was pretty interesting, so I kind of referenced this earlier. This is the 2004, and one of the designs, so as you can see, the obverse is the same as in previous years, but the back, you have one of the 2 designs. This is the Lewis and Clark design, so that's one. And then I picked up some more 2005s, bison. And then on that obverse, you have that change in design there, which is really cool. So I'll put those under the scope as well, see if I can pick off any errors. And then I just thought some of these newer ones were pretty cool, nice and shiny. So these have pretty detailed steps there. And so I'll put those under the scope and kind of show everyone what we're looking for when we say we're looking for full steps. But looking for full steps, more so of the older ones. So for example, the 64s, and then before that, there's some key dates. And I just kind of want to show you guys the differences of how the coins that are, you know, more 40, 50, 60s, how you'll see that you don't see them as legible. They're not as detailed. And so we'll kind of look at the difference there. Okay, whether that be from wear over time or whether that just be from the die, potentially overuse of the die, as so many of those are made. So, all right, put those to the side and go ahead and start looking at some of the customer wrapped rolls now. All right, so I'm going to get through these 5, and then I'll bring everyone back with any potential finds, and then I'll go ahead and turn the microscope on and we'll take a closer look at some of the nickels, okay? See you soon. Alright, hey, JJ back. Just finished out the remaining 5 customer wrapped rolls, and we had a lot of variety in those particular rolls, which was really cool to see. So let me zoom on in and let's kind of talk about what I found here. So I was able to get, it looks like, both of the 2004 reverse designs. So you have the Louisiana Purchase to the left, and then to the right you have the Lewis and Clark Expedition. Okay, so these are the 2 reverse designs for 2004. Same obverse design. Alright, so I'll put that to the left. I'm happy I was able to come across that. And then let's see what else we have here. I have a couple of those. So I'm actually, it looks like I was able to find 2 pairs of each of those. So that's awesome. I'll put both of those to the left. And then in 2005, you have the new obverse design. Okay, so Jefferson is now looking to the right side there. Okay, you have "In God We Trust" to the right. You have Liberty spelled out horizontally. You have the mint mark, and then you have the year. One we saw from earlier, the American Bison. And here is the other one that I was able to find now in the customer wrapped rolls. The culmination of the Lewis and Clark Expedition. So it says, "Ocean in view, oh the joy." So this is the other reverse design then for 2005. And then you have again that obverse design change in 2005. So very cool to see that. Now, back to the action. A lot of finds, as I mentioned, nice range of years. 1952, 58, 1960. I was able to find, looks like a 62. Looks like 63. For some reason I picked up a bunch of 64s again, which is a good sign because I want to be checking those for some full steps in a minute, as well as potentially some repunched mint marks. 1965, 1966, 2 1966s. And then I skipped over some years because I wanted to go right to that 1975, potentially to look for an error there. Misplaced mint mark. Alright, so let me bring out my microscope here and we'll look at some of these together. I'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Alright, so everyone, back here with the microscope. We have the Liberty 2022 showing. This is the mint mark and very clean. As you can see, the location of the year and the mint mark. And if we flip it on over, alright, so you flip it on over and those stairs, you can see very detailed stairs at the bottom there. So let's kind of bump. Alright, so here's some 64s. Let's bump the one off. Look at the date. So there's your 1964. And if you notice, that mint mark on the 64 here is on the reverse over to the right, as you can see. But if you look at those stairs, they're pretty much obliterated. You don't see any detail. Here, let me look at one more, because I did want to see if that speared bison, if we had that error. There we go. So nothing there. I don't see the spears coming. Okay. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for your time. And until next time, have a good one. Take care.